Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm gonna get started in just a little bit here. Got quite a bit to talk about today. Just pull this down here, tweet out the link. Alrighty. Pull this up on here. Mustard Lucario for real. Let me just pull up my chat on here. Boop. Do. Has the best Pokedeep in the world. Okay, that's a little bit of glazing, but I'm doing good. I have the day off today, so have quite a bit of time to go over all of the theories and stuff I've been thinking about since then. So first up, I wanted to talk about Roy and Ult. I need to find a good screenshot of them, but for some reason it's kind of hard to find a screenshot of them together. So I'm gonna mute the tab. I'm gonna check on the trailer again, see if I can find a decent screenshot of them together. Oh yeah, I think I did actually. I think I saved one actually. No, that's not true. I did get one. Hold on. Hold on. Give me one moment, chat. 1 second. I gotta pull this onto my screen here. I did actually download one yesterday. Perfect. Perfect. Oh my god, I'm so smart. I literally thought about doing this on the stream yesterday, like last night. Let's copy link. Pull this over to the safe window. Boom. All right, now let's switch scenes over here. Check this out. Ready? Boom. Oh my god. Cinema. The production is leveling up each and every day, guys. Anyway, so Roy and Ult, right? It's pretty clear that their like Ult's introduction into the series, or Uruto. I'm just gonna say Ult because it's easier, but his name is actually Uruto. Ult's introduction to the series is a very clear, like, if they're going to introduce a character like this, it's not a nothing burger, right? Like, he's gonna have a significant importance in the plot, right? He's gonna be a pretty major character. If he's gonna have this much, if they're gonna introduce him at this stage in the game, it's not. I feel like Horizons is a little less flippant when it comes to introducing characters than, say, like the Ash anime. Like, I kind of remember the biggest example of this is like Diamond and Pearl, in which you remember how you had like Lyra and that guy who was with her and stuff. Like that those Heart Gold and Soul Silver main characters who were just like there for an arc for like basically nothing. Like they were just kind of there. Um, Diamond and Pearl had this like it. I mean, honestly, Tomioka handled the cast really well, so it didn't feel bloated, like bloated. Like it was too big. But uh, he did introduce a lot of side characters, a lot of side characters. And in fact, the side characters were the main stars of the show in Diamond Pearl. They were what made the world feel alive, what made Ash's journey through the Sinnoh region feel more organic than almost any other series to come before or since, right? Horizons is not as flippant when it comes to introducing characters like this. They introduce characters for a reason. I think when you have characters like Zur and Konya, for example, who were introduced at the very beginning, the only reason we didn't see more of them is because people didn't like the blatant Jesse and James copy that they did, and they quickly just kind of they didn't write them out of the show, but they've written them out of any irrelevance. They show up maybe once every 30 episodes or something. That's not like that's not major. Ult, on the other hand, is clearly going to be a major component of the show going forward, at least for this arc, if not the rest of the series. Ult does look better in animation. I do agree with you there. I mean, a lot of people did not like his design to begin with. I think people are a little afraid of. We're kind of getting to the point where a lot of when it comes to both writing and audience perception, a lot of people are starting to go into sort of the normal Shonen Jump anime like route in which Roy is your typical shonen protagonist and Ult is like the annoying sidekick nobody likes, kind of like Batman and Robin, right? Uh, so a lot of people are, I think people are just scared that Ult is going to be annoying. They're scared he's going to be annoying, right? And the fact is that Ult will be annoying. The reason why he's going to be annoying is precisely why most heroes have sidekicks. It's to emphasize the hero's maturity as well as their personality and stuff, and their innate calm, etc. So Roy has this guy who is his rival, but also, according to the voice actresses, kind of treats him as something of a mentor or looks up to him, right? And you can kind of just tell that by the way Ult chases him around all the time. Even if he doesn't outwardly express it, he does probably view Roy in that way. As such, I think that Ult will be annoying, but it's going to be in a way that's almost endearing in the way that Roy deals with him. I mean, Roy is clearly annoyed by him at times, right? He literally leaves Ult behind at certain points and just runs away, which implies to me that he doesn't particularly like dealing with Ult, but doesn't view him in like a negative fashion either. I mean, he's clearly friendly with him in this screenshot, which, if you like kind of organize all of the scenes we've gotten, they're presenting their mega bands or mega rings to Liko. Like, they're showing her what they are. And clearly this means that he ditches Ult, goes to find Liko. They start on their journey again, and then Ult finds them again. And then, yeah, so Roy clearly does like Ult to an extent. I don't think it's to the point of it being like resentment or whatever, the fact that he ditches him or ignores like his challenges. So yeah, I mean, I think that Ult will likely play a pretty big part in the story. I think perhaps he might have something to do with the eventual Mega Zerara. Like, that could be a real reason. Or the Black Rayquaza, of course. Like, Shiny Rayquaza, Lucius's Fug. I like to call it Fug just because it's, so much easier. But, Ult is chasing the Black Rayquaza, and he may serve as the impetus to get the Black Rayquaza back into the story, if you think about it. Because Roy has not spent the last year looking for the Black Rayquaza. I think I mentioned this in the live stream yesterday, but Roy has spent this last year searching for a power strong enough to protect others, to protect the people who are dear to him, right? He doesn't want to see, something like what happened with the 6 heroes happen again. Nor does he want to be unable to act when something like what happened to Freed happens to someone else he loves. So I think that he's not necessarily looking for the Black Rayquaza anymore as regards to Roy. He's not looking for it. He's, in fact, become a lot more pragmatic when it comes to everything, pretty much. Like, he's become a lot more pragmatic when it comes to his goals, as well as the way he tries to achieve those goals, right? Because he set out, like, let's look at Roy's pre-time skip goal, right? His pre-time skip goal was to find Black Rayquaza and help Liko with her goal, right? Helping Liko with her goal is all well and good, but finding and catching Black Rayquaza or getting it to accept you with a Fuecoco and a Wattrel is not the way to go about it. We saw this in episode 33, in which he tried to box Rayquaza, and Freed literally held him in like an arm lock because Freed knew he was being a dumbass. Like, you can't you can't honestly try to 1v1 a Rayquaza 1v1 a Rayquaza with a Huecoco and expect to do anything to it, right? So this continued until eventually, with the help of 3 other trainers, he was able to subdue Rayquaza long enough to get it back to go back in its ball. Now, remember Pokeball mechanics here. A Pokemon that's already been captured can much more easily go back into the same Pokeball as opposed to throwing it into a new ball. So he didn't actually knock out Rayquaza. He subdued it for a few seconds, long enough for him to actually throw the ball and get in the ball, right? So, and in the end, Rayquaza hadn't really accepted him as his trainer. I think it grew to have respect for Roy, especially by the end of the Rockwa arc, in which Roy and Rayquaza kind of communicated a little bit. So I think it has respect for Roy, but I don't think it considers Roy as trainer, especially because Lucius's ball no longer works. In order to have Rayquaza as his Pokemon, Roy needs to catch it with a new ball, which I think might be like the end of his arc, sort of. But as of right now, he understands that that's impossible. So he does something more manageable. He sets out a pretty clear goal. He wants to get strong enough to protect his friends. What does he do? He goes to Kalos, he trains, he catches a new Pokemon, and masters Mega Evolution. That is a very clear-cut, logical plan. That's not something that Roy has really done before, at least not with regards to his goals. Of course, he's had great strategies in battles and stuff, but generally, Roy has been someone to go through by feelings. Now, I want to talk a little bit about my favorite book series, okay? Malazan Book of the Fallen. Malazan has the concept. Malazan Book of the Fallen is a massive war epic series, okay? War epic as in not like an epic book, but like epic is a kind of book, which is like a very long, artistically written story. That's what an epic is. So, Malazan and the soldiers within it discuss their commanders a lot, the commanders of these armies, right? So, generals, admirals, etc. They talk a lot about the concept of hot iron and cold iron. And what I mean by that is personality and the way that they approach conflict. Okay? Hot Iron is a commander or a character that takes action through the means of emotion. So they're fueled by either like delusions of grandeur or anger, revenge, could be anything really. But they aren't necessarily pragmatic. They're visionaries, right? They think that they can achieve things through strength of will. Roy was like hot iron. Ash is hot iron too. But from what I've seen, Roy has become something more similar to cold iron. Cold iron is someone who achieves their goals through logic and almost a sense of emotional detachment. So think about Paul, for example, is a really good example in Pokemon, right? He's a guy who does anything it takes to win within reason. And he didn't really respect his Pokemon that much, especially when he was first starting out. If a Pokemon couldn't perform, he released it. That's basically how he was. And Roy, I think, is becoming a little bit, not like Paul per se, but someone who achieves his goals through logic. Spinel is also an example to a sense, but also Spinel is a lot more emotional than he originally lets on. So Roy is someone I think now who acts through logic. Even if he's still like happy and stuff, he clearly, just looking at his clothes alone, he clearly hasn't forgotten what happened at Rockwell. He hasn't forgotten what the explorers did. And I don't think he's going to just let that slide going forward, if you guys understand what I'm talking about. Like, I don't think that he is going to just walk away. And we already know he isn't, given that as soon as he discovers something about the Requiem, he immediately jumps back into the fray and looks for Liko. He was waiting for this opportunity. So, and now, with Mega Lucario, he is arguably the strongest character in the entire established trainer cast that's like in this story. Not talking about like Vegeta and the Elite Four or whatever. I'm talking about like the Explorers, the Rising Volt Tacklers, right? He's the strongest out of any of them now. He's like Freed. He's taken over Freed's place in a serious way. He now, I think, could battle Freed. Not, of course, he might still lose, but to the point of like he's probably stronger than Amethio, but maybe a little weaker than Freed, because Freed's Charizard is really strong. But he's actually fought and trained and gotten to a point where he really is like the top dog in the story. And this really presents a new light, right? Because Spinel doesn't, like, the bad guys in this story do not necessarily operate off of pure strength. Gibeon did, but Spinel doesn't. Amethio doesn't either. So, I don't think that just because Roy is the strongest trainer means that, you know, the story's going to be easy for him. I think Spinel's going to come up with a lot of other shit to do. But I think that Roy is not going to be led astray as easily as he did before. As soon as the Croc evolves, it's Raps for it. It's Raps for Freed. Well, yeah, I guess so, because well, no, because Freed's Dark Terra. So he just Terra blasts and one-shots it. Like it Skeletor is a ghost type. As soon as the Croc evolves, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's a bitter pill for Croc Bros to swallow, and I think it's even more lending. But the Croc just go, yeah, but he's going to use Mega Lucario, so he wouldn't Terra, because he can only use one. Like, okay, this is a really dumb conversation, but I don't think he Terras Croc ever. I don't think he's ever going to use Terra Stole again. Unlike, he might use it one time, but I don't think he's ever going to use it. He's just going to use Mega Evolution instead. That said, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Go full Ash versus Leon Luggage. That's so stupid, bro. Oh my god. I completely forgot what I was talking about. Um. Oh yeah. I don't think the Croc is gonna evolve until the end of the series. As soon as it evolves, we'll probably almost never see it battle again, and we're never gonna see it battle in like an actual well-animated battle, because the choreography sucks with Skeledirge, and also, not gonna lie, the Pokemon animation pipeline does not know how to animate very many species of Pokemon that well. Like, Lucario is gonna get a lot of really nice animation because not only the key animators, but the secondary and the in-house animators already know how to draw Lucario because they've drawn Lucario so much over the past however many generations. Like, Skeletor deadass might get one well-animated battle, if that, when it evolves. That's it. The choreography is not there. It's too complicated of design. Like, that's why they're not evolving Crocolore, is because after that, Roy's never going to use it. I swear to God, he's never going to use it. Like, it'll be Torterra or something similar, where you just basically never see it, and when it does, he gets bitched. I don't think the Croc is going to get a lot of animation, which kind of sucks. But, you know, they're very clearly transitioning from a Paldea-focused series to a general series. Almost like Journeys in a way, right? If you really think about it. Like, the upcoming series is, like, the upcoming arc is basically going to be like Journeys. Like, it's going to be, like, all over the place and stuff. So, I don't think that I don't think that we're really gonna see that. Take Pokemon usually get bodied in the anime. Yeah, I mean the only well animated Tankmon we've seen in Horizon so far, dead ass, has been Clodsire in episode 56, and that thing barely moved. Yeah, Devin, it really doesn't. I mean, that's the primary worry I have about this upcoming arc is that it's gonna be more like Journeys in Arc 2, like and Journeys and Arc 2 or Chapter 2 if you want to call it that way, in which uh basically it's episodic, which episodic in itself is not that bad, but the writers they have doing episodic stuff right now are not that good. Like they need to get people like Omode, Matsui, and a lot of other writers who actually know how to write episodic stuff, but right now they're kind of fishing at the bottom of the barrel. And they've got like Tsuchiya, Akao, Fukushima, like these guys are at best inconsistent and at worst just downright bad. So, and it's very clear that the script coordinators and like Matsuzawa and story writer and all of them, they don't really care that much about the filler. Like they don't write any of it. So I'm assuming they'll just do the bare minimum to keep the plots, consistent, like with regards to timeline and stuff. But aside from that, we're not like it's probably just gonna be like a bunch of slop, straight up. Like Mega Voltage, of course, it's gonna have some pretty fucking crazy episodes, especially later on, because I highly suspect that this is Mega Zeraora. That's what this is. But that's what this arc is about. But it's hard to tell at this stage what exactly they're gonna do. All right, so I think I explained my thoughts on Roy and Ult a little bit. I mean, Roy and Ult's relationship is gonna be. I think I didn't really elaborate on my overall thoughts enough. I just talked about like the details. My overall thoughts is that Roy and Ult's relationship is gonna be at the core of the character dynamics of Pokemon of this series going forward. I think Liko is becoming the third person in the trio, like almost a third wheel for a while, I think. Of course, her and Roy are naturally going to have a really. I hope they evolve their dynamic. I'm not asking for like shipping or anything, but I want them to rely on each other more instead of just being like genial friends. Just friends. Just talking. Like I want to have them rely on each other more and have like a slightly deeper relationship than that. Not like I want one of the things I want is not conflict but friction almost because of the way that like the differences between Roy and Liko. Like just look at how they acted during the time skip, right? Roy set a goal for himself, he toughened up, he hardened up, and he went out and he did it, right? He achieved Mega Evolution in a year. Liko went back to school and like stagnated for a year, right? She didn't really like stagnated not in a personal sense, like she still went to school and learned new things and stuff, but like in an emotional sense, she stagnated for a year because of those traumatic events. So I want to see a little bit of friction between the two of them, just in general, because their personalities have clearly changed a little bit since back then. So it might only be like one episode's worth of it, but I want to see a little bit. Just like not even tension, but just like oddity almost, like of the way that they approach different tasks or problems. I want to see something a little bit different. I do fear that they're gonna write their relationship the exact same way, but according to the Terra leaks, they were supposed to make Liko and Roy rely on each other more. And aside from the specifics of the narrative, a lot of the stuff they've done has been in keeping with the Terra leaks. For example, the designs. They talk about how they're going to change their bodies slightly, as well as their hairstyle and the secondary colors of their designs. I mean, you can just look at Liko, in which they switched the black and white on her clothes, right? Like her shirt was white and her shorts were black, and now they switched the two, right? Where her upper shirt is black and her shorts are white. That sort of thing. Um, they also, like, Roy's shirt was originally red, and his shorts were black. Now his shorts are red and his shirt is white. Thus, um, yeah, sorry, Corte, but I don't speak Spanish. I do know a little bit of it, but not enough to like speak it. I can kind of read it, but not that well. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like damn near 10 years since I've taken Spanish class. So yeah, sorry, bud. Uh, that said, I think that Roy and Ult's dynamic is going to be the main dynamic, the main character dynamic in Mega Voltage, I think. But, like, in general, I hope that, of course, I think that, they're not going to ignore Liko or Dot because they never have done that in Horizons, right? Even with, like, 10 plus characters in the cast, they never, like, the character relationships and dynamics have always been pretty good, especially in the earlier arcs. I would argue that Arc 3 and Arc 4, the RVTs, like the adults, kind of got ignored, but the trio's dynamics have always been pretty strong. So, that said, let's move on to the next topic. So this has just surfaced just a few hours ago. Um, the show has begun running TV ads. These are just, regular ads you see on TV for the show. Given that we're not going to be seeing the show on TV for another couple of weeks, it makes sense that they start uploading stuff. And they've shown some new stuff, some new content. So, I mean, I just posted this on Twitter a little while ago. Mascania still knows Magical Leaf. In a practical sense, I'm not surprised they know it, just because I'm sure the Pokemon animators just want like one beam move per Pokemon that they can use for beam clashes whenever. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the battle with Grusha, where they did the Magical Leaf Ice Beam thing, as well as against Jita later on, right? Uh, they've always been doing beam clashes with Magical Leaf in pivotal moments. It's just how it is. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised it still knows it. It looks a little goofy, but, I mean, if you really think about it, how useful was Quick Attack, really? Like, she already has Acrobatics, she's got Sucker Punch, and she's got Flower Trick. So I think a special attack is fair enough. A special attack is fine. I do hope they replace it with like Leaf Storm or something soon, though. But I mean, that's like literally the same thing. People use Bumble Beam, yeah. Like, I mean, they always do that with movesets. I mean, I remember when Lucario knew Steel Beam. That was actually really cool. Lucario was actually super cool. Like, Ash's Lucario's moveset was actually super cool for a time. Like, if it was Steel Beam, Aura Sphere, some other moves. Honestly forget what its moves were. Reversal and Bullet Punch, I think. Like, it was almost a special attacking Lucario, which was a super cool idea. Because most of the time Lucario's are physical attackers, but of course, special attack, like, it can't always be like that. They need the choreography. I'm surprised to this day that Ash's Lucario didn't know Bone Rush, but instead knew Bullet Punch, which looks so goofy. But I guess they just weren't that confident in animating that crazy of a move, because every time you use Bone Rush, like, it needs to be a super well choreographed attack. Yeah, so that's one big other piece of news, is that Meowscarada still knows Magical Leaf. Oh yeah. With regards to Oh yeah, we can talk about the episode titles. We didn't do that. The episode titles for this month came out like almost like 20 minutes after I stopped live streaming the last time. So let me see if I can pull this up here. Ah, yeah. So, we got two new titles. in general. I believe that. So I believe we knew these ones. Obviously, the 1 hour special, but we also know the next 2 episodes, 92 and 93. So episode 92, Follow the Signs of Requiem. I think Defender translated it as Follow the Requiem Signs, but that's like not proper English, so I just changed it here. And then 93, Super Stands a Grooming Fan Battle. So I think that's going to be Dot's first episode of the arc. We know that the first 2 episodes are about reintroducing Liko and Roy and reintroducing them to each other. And I believe that episode 92 is whenever Ult catches up to them. Oh, it wasn't clear that 90 and 91 were with the part 1 and 2. I mean, anyone who thought that 90 was 1 hour long is dumb. Like they've never ever done mainline episodes like that before. Like it's always been separated into 2 episodes. I mean, just from a production standpoint, that's how they do that stuff. Like whenever studios do like 1.5 hour single episodes, like I remember Oshi no Ko was like that. That's not like a normal thing to do, and it actually can kind of mess with like the singular production of an episode because you're basically making a movie at that point. And it requires like a completely different like workflow pipeline and everything. Like it's not as simple as you think it is. So they actually probably produced these 2 episodes separately with different teams, just like they did for the first 2 episodes of the show, in which Yajima and Den did episode 1, and then Tomiyasu did episode 2. They've never, I don't think, to my knowledge, they've never done it like that ever. And I think anyone who was like saying that, well, they're gonna make episode 90 is gonna be an 1 hour long episode, like functionally that doesn't make sense. That said, these episodes are pretty interesting. This episode is obviously going to be about Ult and the way that he meets up with them again and officially joins the trio. I'm guessing because it's not like Roy can run away from Liko too, so probably Roy's going to stick around whenever Ult finds him again. And then this one, a grooming fan battle. Now you see, one of the concerns that I've seen among the fandoms is that Dot seems to be staying at home this time around. She's been supporting Roy from the shadows, but it seems that Dot will be kind of not physically there, even though either that or, judging by this poster, she might be leaving her Tinka Tough at home and just bringing Welcome, which would be crazy, by the way. Like, if this is true, and they actually do that, like, people are gonna fucking riot. I'll just say that much. It's gonna go crazy. Anyway, so, basically, this is the first episode that will involve Dot, but Dot might still be at her house, because it says a grooming fan battle. This sounds like Liko's entering a tournament. Clement gag where she's super out of shape. She's always been that way though. Like she's always had that gag of being super out of shape and stuff. Like she's never really been like physically fit ever. And I think she's actually regressed. Yeah, it does look like she's regressed back to being a NEET, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Things happen. So it seems like Liko is going to be entering some sort of battle or tournament. Liko and Zur manifesting. Yeah. I hope so. I really hope so. I think that's a good. It's kind of a deceptive title. Like imagine this is how we get Amethio's new design and stuff. And it makes sense, right? They don't want to wait too long before reintroducing Amethio because it's obvious that like the eventual goal of this arc will be Spinel getting removed as leader of the Explorers and also president of Exceed, and Amethio becoming the new CEO, or Amethio's dad coming back, right? So Amethio is actually going to be playing a more central role to this plot than previously, because previously, of course, he had a stake in it because his grandfather was the bad guy, but honestly, Amethio was involved in the pre-time skip plot more of his own pride more than anything else, right? Like, he got involved even after he was kicked out of the Explorers. He was sure that Gibeon was gonna be portrayed by Spinel. And, after whenever he got removed from the Terrapagos mission, he still went out on his own, trained, learned Terastal, and chased down Rayquaza. Why? Because he had that pride. After he got beaten up in episode 33, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He really wants to prove himself, not only to himself, but to his granddad. So, it's kind of like Roy in a way, in the way he trained. So, Amethio has always been a prideful person, and now he has a pride of his family's legacy, right? His grandfather's legacy. And Spinel is taking that from him, and I don't think that Amethio, and Spinel's doing that on purpose, by the way. So I don't think Amethio is going to take as much of a sideline in this arc. I think it would be a really big missed opportunity if he does, because like Amethio, after arc 1, Amethio shows up exceedingly sparingly, just like 5 times. Like, there was 33 and 34, then there was the whole end of the arc, 45, then there was Aliko and Amethio for that little stint of episodes. And then there was 83 and the finale, right? He hasn't shown up much at all. And he's one of the most compelling characters in the show when it comes to getting people to watch, and they know that. So I think that Amethio he should have more screen time to start. And I think that if this episode is Liko versus Zur, and Amethio never shows up in episodes written by the fill-in writers, lol. Yeah, I think I mean, it's so obvious that even their own production team considers the filler writers not good, right? They know they're not that good. So why don't you hire someone better? Why did they insist on bringing these people back year after year after year? You don't have to. You really don't. They brought in a couple of pretty good filler writers, like the series composition for Dungeon Meshi. She did a couple episodes, and they were well done. They were good fillers. I don't understand why it's so asinine to the people running this company that you can't have 2 sets of writers that have such obviously disparate levels of skill, because it makes the episode quality inconsistent and jarring. And people might call me toxic. I mean, people do call me toxic for having this idea. And they're saying I don't respect them or whatever. It's not that I don't respect them. I just think that if you're going to attempt to write such a ambitious story, ambitious for Pokemon, that is, relatively, you cannot have people with that level of skill on the show. You just can't. It doesn't work. And if you do, you need to make sure that either Matsuzawa or story writers is basically rewriting their scripts for them to do it properly. But they don't do that. And so, all of these filler episodes end up just being exactly that. Any episode that is written by someone that's not story writers or Matsuzawa is guaranteed to not move the plot forward in a significant way. With regards to the narrative, the overall narrative, it's guaranteed not to move it. If you see them in the staff list, you know the episode's not going to have anything important in it. Which is, on the one hand, a bit of a relief, because it makes it easier for me to skip episodes, and I'm sure it's easier for a lot more people to skip episodes because of it. But on the other hand, it's a shame that for a series that shines best when it's serialized and not episodic, being forced to make it episodic because of production issues and pipeline problems of the fact that you can't have 5 people write the entire show because they can't do it. It's too much work for 140 episodes. Like, it's just what it is. And we already know, like, Matsuzawa was most likely going to be taking a break after the literal heroic effort he did at the end of Arc 4, right? He's gonna, he's gonna take a step back. He wrote 7 of the last 8 episodes of the arc. That's Tomioka levels of rewrites. Like what? Like Tomioka did that in XYZ, where he rewrote half the season after learning about the fucking crunch. Like he rewrote like the entire fucking script for the last season. Like that's like, and he wrote the whole Masters 8 from beginning to end. Like that's a level of heroics that singular people on this production do sometimes to save the studio from itself. So I think that this episode, shit, I closed it. Oh my god. Hold up. Yeah. This episode 93, may be the first actual significant episode. Or it could be the first filler. It very well could be that this episode means nothing, and actually these 3 episodes are written by story writers in Matsuzawa, and this one is the first filler. It could be either. I really want this episode to be important because I think that Dot is the character at most danger of falling into irrelevancy, followed by Liko. I think that those 2 characters are, I mean, like if we really want to get into that conversation, I mean, we really can get into the conversation about, do they think that maybe the whole female protagonist thing didn't really work out, which is why they've given Roy and Ult the new gimmick. They've conspicuously given the 2 male leads the new gimmick and not the 2 female leads. Like, you could really, like, there's a lot of things you could gather from that, right? Because, like, Roy's got a new mega, he's got a new gimmick, he's got a new rival, he has a new ace, like, and Liko and Dot haven't really changed, like, much at all. So, in fact, Liko and Dot, character-wise, seem to have regressed a little bit. So, that's, like, it's very clear that, they are kind of shifting it away from Liko, even if they don't say it. So, I mean, we could really talk about that, but, I mean, that's kind of culture war shit. I'm not particularly interested in it. So I think we should just move on, right? I mean, what else really is there? I mean, Pokemon Horizons, like, we've already gone over a lot of the major intel that Horizons has been giving us. But I think that the biggest thing that's happened overnight is this. So, I'm not really a big coup guy. Okay? I never really have been. Of course it's fun to theorize about, which is what I'm going to do. But I've never been a big coup guy. And he posted a thing. A riddle of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Not Legends Arceus. ZA. I think these are most to be megas. Generally, I think the only 2 from this that I can really tell are Hydreigon or Hydrapple, one of the 2 for this one. Most likely Hydreigon, but maybe Hydrapple if they're being frisky. This one's clearly either Decidueye or like Phalanx or something. Hydreigon, yeah. These are supposed to be megas. This one could be Grafferai, I guess. I'm not really sure. This one, I don't really know what the fuck that means. It's like, I can't even see it, to be honest. What is that? It's like 2 people on the moon, but I have to pull the image up into a new tab and zoom in here. Oh, it's Sonic and Shadow. Oh, shit. Sonic and Shadows. Aromathes. I mean, are they really going to make a mega of that? Like, are you serious? Like, do you really think they're going to make a mega of that? Like, are you dead ass? Are they really gonna make? It might be like a Kalosian version. Sonic and Shadow. Oh, Sock and Throw. That's what this one is. Blue and red. Twin Pokemon. That's what this is. Oh my god, that's so smart. Oh wow. I'm gonna tweet that. That's actually kind of that's actually I'm gonna tweet. That's actually kind of funny. Like Rapidash. I mean, that's so obvious. Like he's not gonna just do that for Rapidash. Like it's gotta mean something else. Like there's no way he just said horse and then called that Rapidash. Like there's no way. I would I'm not sure what this horse is from. And I have to know what show it's from. You know, it might be about the show, not the horse itself. Like the Rapidash, bro. Like, do you really think he would just post a horse? Like, bro, like, come on. He posts like some super esoteric shit. Um, this one's probably Greninja. Uh, Ayase. I think Jan posted something about it, but I don't remember. Jan. Let me go over here. I think she posted something about that. Yeah. It's a meme from Oremo. Well, Oremo is an incest anime, but I don't think that's like relevant. But Oremo also means my younger sister. So Oreimo. It's like Oreimo, really. Oreimo, which means like my younger sister. So, which who in Sumino City is a famous younger sister? Well, it's obviously one of these mons. I'm not particularly excited. I mean, Mega Tyrantrum could be fun. I always wanted a Mega Tyrantrum, but that means I also have to do Mega Aurorus too, and I don't want that. Mega Flygon not being a Mega is like hilarious. I think that's just like classic Game Freak where they completely miss the mark on something important like this. Um, these are well, they're aliens. They kind of look like flounders. Could be like a Macargo or I feel like there's another Slugmon on it. There's Wo Chien, but I don't think it's getting a Mega. I feel like it could be Gastrodon, I guess. The two different colored Gastrodons. That could be what that is. This seems like more of a story leak. This is the new character, right? This is the Quasartico guy. I'm not sure what this rug means. Much at all. This is from. I've read this manga, but I've read so many manga that I don't remember what this is. I think it's One Punch Man, is it not? This is from One Punch Man, I think. Um, yeah. So a one-eyed cat? Well, that's like a bad omen. A one-eyed cat. Cat. With plants on it. Mega Meowscarada? But, I mean, we already have the Decidueye right here. Not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this character at all. I'm not really sure what this could be. This sounds like this is like some schizo shit. I have no idea. I think it was in the last leak too. Yeah, I have no clue what this is. Fidget spinner. Someone said it reminded them of Volcanion, and I could see that. But we think of fidget spinner, right? It's something with three equal sides. There are a few Pokemon that have something like that. I mean, Magnezone. Magnezone is one. Or Magneton. Really Magneton, but Magnezone's one. Klinklang is one, right? there are various Pokemon that have like 3 sides in a circle, and I think Klinklang is like the one that I think of the most. Let's Klinklang, right? So it's 3 gears within a circle. Fidget spinner is like 3 sides that rotate in a circle, right? So I think Klinklang could be the mega here. I mean, it is a good mega to pick, right? Because these steel mons, these steel mons, they're always pretty easy, like when it comes to balancing and stuff. Like it's just basically an easy dunk for Game Freak. Oh, well, you see, I'm gonna watch that, but I'm gonna get easy DC'd, like easy copyrighted. Okay, there we go. I muted it. Hopefully they don't copyright strike me for half a second. I'm just looking at it muted. Okay, so a little more Meowscarada. Um, yeah. Oh, so they're all fighting the Steelix. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna listen to the voice line muted. Okay, 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 okay. I'm gonna mute desktop audio on this for a little bit. Hold up. Boom. All right, I'm gonna listen now. All right. Holy shit! What the fuck was that fucking line? Wait, what? Holy shit! What, Roy? What the fuck? Oh my god. That Mega Evolution line. Alright, so in that trailer, okay, you guys need to get to the Brave Asagi Discord right now. It's in the description. I'm just gonna do that. Go over there, get into the thing right now. I'm gonna post this on Twitter. Oh my days. Holy shit. Oh my god. Roy! Dude, I told you Roy was was cold iron, bro. I told you he was cold iron. I told you. I told you, bro. That was one of the hardest Mega Evolution lines I'd ever seen. All right, let's listen to it one more time. That's insane, bro. Oh my god. That is wild. Let me pull up the YouTube chat, see if you guys. Yeah, that is cooked. Roy's cooked. Let me listen to this. Shinda no Chikara wo Skande Koiro. Oh my god. So it's like Jesus. Like bring out the power from like coming from death or something. Like okay, let's Skanda. I feel like I'm not hearing the full Skandekura. That's crazy. Like I'm just gonna say it. That is wild. What the fuck? Bro. That's just nuts. Like bro, this arc is gonna be so gas. I'm gonna say right now. Okay, I apologize. I apologize for doom posting, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, bro. That's crazy. I'm actually losing it. Dude, that shit was so fire. What the fuck? Shinda wo shikara wo skanda. I don't know. I don't. I think it's sukande, but I don't know what that means. Skande, meaning Japanese. But... Oh, bring forth and grab the power of death. Like he's a shinda, so that means like death, bro. Like that's like, I might not be interpreting the sentence entirely correctly, but generally, Shinda means like death. Shinda wo shikara, which means the power of like the power from death. Okay, shikara wo skande, which means grab. Wo koero, which means bring forth. So it's like bring forth and grab or take hold of the power from like death or from the past, I guess. Like I know it's hard to say exactly what he means, but that is a hard as fuck line. It's kind of hard to translate in English exactly what the intention is because it's Pokemon, right? They probably don't mean it in like a death way, but it's still unbelievably hard. And yeah, just like go watch a trailer. I mean, the trailer's got it shows like Crocolore, Mega Lucario, uh Cap, and Meowscarada teaming up on I think the Steelix. So it's some good shit. This arc is gonna be gas. I say it straight up. Good lord. Apparently, ZA actually got deadass leaked. That is just gas. Like, bro. Requesting good translation. Translation before I lose it. Oh, it sounds amazing. I'm afraid of misinterpreting this, so I'm just like not gonna say like 100% what I think it is, which is why I didn't like tweet what I thought he said. But that line is insane for Pokemon. I never have expected that. Like they are going all in on Roy. Like this is crazy. Oh my god. Hmm. Let's see what A has to say about this. They might actually know just off the top of their head how to. Uh, god damn. Anyway, that's definitely some fucking news. ZA is apparently dead ass being leaked like as we speak. By the way, like there's like actual footage. Like there's actual like video. So I'm actually gonna look on VP and I'm gonna see what they're talking about because I think VP probably has whatever the fuck this guy's talking about. Let me look. Um. Doesn't seem like there's a lot. Like I want to see like these videos or whatever the fuck, but I don't see that. Whatever. Anyway, oh, Roy is our boy, guys. Apparently, Roy really is dead ass that guy. He really is him. Oops, I had this on the. Oh, bro, dude, Showpro's gonna strike me, bro. Oh, whatever. That is insane. Like, it's absolute cinema. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, jeez. Like, just absolute cinema. Let's listen to it one more time, actually. I'm gonna listen to it one more time. One more time. You know, no, that's dumb. Listen to it one more time. Yeah, no, that's Shinda de Chikara was Kande Koryo. Like, bro, what the fuck is this art gonna be, bro? Bro, we're cooked, chat. Like, this is gonna be actual edge Kino the entire time. My god. My god. That is just insane. Like, this is. Dude, it's actual Kino. Like, yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I always look. The problem is, look, I learned the word Kino before I started learning Japanese because people would post on 4chan, right? And I always pronounce it as Kaino, like in real life. So I always say Kaino, even though it's very obviously not the correct pronunciation, even though like it is Kino. I know that it's Kino. I understand that, but I just with this specific word because it's a buzzword on 4chan from like back when I was in high school. I've always just mentally thought of the word like that. So it sounds really fucking stupid whenever I say it, but you know, it is what it is. Like that's just how my mind works. Is that every time I think of the word, Kino, even though it is Kino, I know it's Kino. I'm not a fucking idiot. Yeah, no, I never really got into Call of Duty. Not like that. I think the only Call of Duty that I actually like played was Advanced Warfare. I think that's like the only Call of Duty I really like played a lot was Advanced Warfare. I really liked Advanced Warfare. I also played Black Ops 4 because it was like a little more of a competitive based. It was like a hero shooter almost, and it was actually pretty fun. I like Black Ops 4. I also liked Blackout, which was like the battle royale they made. Blackout 4 was a lot of fun. I also played Modern Warfare like 2019. I played that one a lot too. So I'm not really like, and I'm not like a really big like Call of Duty fan to begin with. I actually mainly played like when it comes to FPSs, the two that I played the most are Destiny 2 and PlanetSide 2. Those are the two games I played the most of. I have like 400 hours in PlanetSide and I have like 1,000 in Destiny. Like I played the fuck out of Destiny 2. Um, but yeah, no, I don't. I've never really been a big Call of Duty guy. Yeah, no, I mean, I played 2019 for the combat. Like, I originally played it because of the whole, like, ground war mode where you could play, like, 32 versus 32 or whatever it was. I don't remember if it was 20v20 or something else. But I played it for that. That's why I started playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And then I was like, oh, you know what? The game is actually pretty good. It's hard to tell what exactly they mean by this line, but God, this shit's fire. Lucian. Goddamn. That's just peak. Like, we are so back. All I'm gonna say, Roy guys, Roy Chads, Roy Bros, you guys are back. I mean, originally, I'm not gonna lie, I can't switch up on everyone. I can't gaslight. Okay, originally, I didn't like Roy. I actually professed over and over that Roy was a mistake to add to the show. Gynax. Well, yeah, because I is AI, right? In Japanese, that's like what a syllable is. But I'm using the American pronunciation, the English pronunciation of Kino, right? Is Kaino. Like that's what it would be pronounced as if you were speaking in English. Because of you know, because of me being a high schooler on 4chan and knowing the word, like, and not knowing it was Kino. So every time I think of the word now, of the shitpost word, I just say kind of all the time. Uh, anyway, goddamn, we are like I can't gaslight you guys. I never really liked Roy in the first year. I think he was kind of bad. I thought like why don't you just give all of this stuff, all these like things that Roy is doing, just give it to Liko and just call it a day, you know, instead of doing that. But yeah. Uh, I mean, yeah, Liko. I mean, I'm sure Liko will have a part to play in this plot, but it's very clear that this plot is mainly about Roy's struggle now. God damn. Boop doop 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 doo. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything. Not sure if Uh, not sure if we're really like. I mean, we got this new preview. Check it out either on the Brave Usagi Discord or I just posted it on my Twitter if you want to see it on there. I'm not showing it on the live stream because I don't want to get copyright striked again. I hope that this entire time I actually did mute my desktop audio. I did. Good. But yeah, no, I'm just like we are just so incredibly back. Like I don't even like I can't even believe it. Like that that lied is hard. Are we believing Ku? I don't believe Ku. I was really just speculating for fun. I think he's full of shit. He's been full of shit. Oh yeah, the ED singers. You know, I don't actually know too much about them, but I did see that. I haven't actually even tweeted about it. Um. Okay. So yeah, the new ED is called Ready Go, and it's by not sure if it's May or Me I or like May E. Like I think it's just May, but I'm not really familiar with their work. Apparently, they're a Japanese girl group. Not like I mean I've never listened to them before. I mean we can Google. It's based on Mirai. Oh yeah, I know what Mirai means, but yeah, it said me I, which makes it sound like it's like just like the two first person words, me and I. But if it's Mirai, then okay. But me colon I mean I don't know how anyone's supposed to get that. More Giga and Teddy Lord Kino? I mean, I would assume so. I think they've been producing a lot of the songs that people that were involved in this, that were involved in the show. Let's see, me I. Um, hmm. It was formed through the reality competition show Produce 101 Japan The Girls. What? There's 11 girls in it. Okay, I didn't know that they formed idol groups through TV shows. Total 14,000 participants auditioned for the show. Oh my god. Um, discography. They've made. All right, there's Mirai, High Five, Muse, promotional singles, Click, Sugar Bomb, High Five, Tomorrow, Beyond. Well, Mirai is probably just means tomorrow. No, like, am I losing it or not? I mean, they're promotional singles. Beyond, Sweetie, Muse. Muse is like their new song, I guess. Okay, so it sounds like they're not a super big band, which I'm not really surprised. Like, I'm not really surprised they cheaped down the budget for the ending. Okay, like it's very clear that this group is kind of bottom of the. Like, I don't want to say bottom of the barrel because that's mean, but you know what I'm saying. Like they're not fucking Yuzu, that's for sure. And the fact that they got Yuzu for the opening means that the ending is probably not gonna be that great. Maybe they'll surprise us. You never know. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but the fact that they got one of the best bands in Japan for their opening, and then obviously they're gonna pick up a TV show idol group. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly surprised, but hey, it might be good. Nine Lana isn't exactly super popular either, and she made the best Pokemon ending since Kira Kira, so you know it is what it is. They can surprise us. Numbers aren't everything. But yeah, I'm speaking of Yuzu. I am so excited for that to come out because you already know it's gonna be like a 6-minute long song because Yuzu loves doing that. I cannot, I cannot wait to see uh what the full version of Yuzu's new song is. Oh my god, bro, it's gonna be so peak, bro. Oh! They haven't done an opening since 2018. Like, we are like this arc, like it has the potential and the chance to be blessed, bro. To be just literal cinema. I'm praying to God they don't bring Tsuchiya and them back and then just start like because they very well can kill all of this momentum before it even really starts. They can. It's literally exactly like Arc 2, where, after Arc 1 and the summer ended, people were actually watching the show. It was top 10 like 5 weeks in a row. And then Arc 2 airs and it's complete dog shit for literally 2 months before we get 33 and 34. Like 2 months of just nothing. And then the show's viewership just tanked after that. I'm praying to everything. Just bring some other new writers. It's been a year. The contracts are up. Don't re-sign them. Don't re-sign them. Don't re-sign them. Don't re-sign them. Just fucking do something. Use someone else, please. And it will be so good. You'll succeed. You'll have everything you want, and we're in for good shit. Anyway, I think that's just about everything. I'm gonna wait for someone who's more professional. I guess. Oh, I guess Shinda could be new too, right? It doesn't have to be. Shine is death, so Shinda could be new. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what 4chan has to say about it. Yeah, so it could be new power. I thought it was death, but Shine and Shinda are technically different, I guess. Like, they sound very similar. So I guess that's what it was. If it's new power, that makes a lot more sense. Uh yeah. I guess it could be Shinda. It could be new instead of death. I instantly thought death because of Freed, but I guess not. Fair enough. That line is still hard as fuck though. I cannot wait. Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I have look, buddy. I have two different Firefox windows open. Okay, one of them has got like 5 different boards open and like Twitter and Reddit and a bunch of shit, and the other one's my stream internet tab. Okay, I know. I'm not a dumbass. I I know not to open that shit up on stream. I have a different tab specifically, a different window specifically for all that. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it here. Uh, Pretty good stream. I don't think I'm gonna be doing like anime related streams for the next like couple weeks. Probably I'm just gonna be like playing Poke Rogue and dicking around and stuff, unless of course new info comes out. Um, Overall, pretty excited for what's gonna be happening in the future. Also, I really appreciate everyone who's been supporting the streams. I mean, I have over 120 watched hours in the past like week, which is pretty fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, that's actually a lot. So thank you all. I never really expected like I do stream on Twitch occasionally, but that's like not Pokemon stuff. It's like just other games and stuff. But I never really expected that Pokemon streaming would actually do so well. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna continue doing this in the future. Probably like playing Rogue or Showdown or some other fan games. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you all for watching. Join the Brave Asagi Discord server. It is in the link in the description below. To talk on one of the most active any Poke servers on the internet, as well as getting info like this TV ad first. I mean, the TV ad was on my Discord for like 30 minutes before I decided to tab over and look at it. So yeah. Anyway, see y'all next time.